Hey guys, welcome to our next project of our color wheel unit. So, last couple weeks we've learned about the different colors, how they go together, how we can use them, how we can mix our primary colors to make our secondary colors. This week I'm going to teach you about something called our complementary colors. You may have heard this word before, you may have not, and that's okay. So, if we look at our color wheel here, you'll see we have many different colors, okay? First week we learned about our primary colors, which was our red, our blue, and our yellow. Then we looked at our next group of colors, which was our secondary colors. So when you mixed our primary colors together in the middle, you get a secondary color. Now we're going to be looking at something called the complementary colors. These are the colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. So if, for example, I take this paintbrush just to help you get in perspective, and I look at orange and I put this straight across from the orange, what color is it at? Blue. Think of this kind of like as a clock, where if I go something straight across, I get something completely new. So I have orange and I have blue. Those are my complements. If I mix those colors together, I will get brown. However, if I put those colors right next to each other, they make each other stand out and are super bright. You'll notice that these colors, the complementary colors, are used for some different things that you may recognize. For example, sports teams. Typically, sports teams will pick colors that are complementary colors because they look really good on jerseys. Also, architecture. For example, right now, blue and orange are very popular in designing buildings, especially apartments, car dealerships. They will typically put these two colors with gray because it will help them pop. Our next set of complementary colors, if we move over to our red, is green. Now, red and green, that should be very familiar to you. Where do you see red and green together? Christmas. People discovered that on a green Christmas tree, the red decorations look the brightest. That's because they are complements of each other. They help each other stand out. And our final set of complementary colors, if we go to yellow, is purple or violet. These two colors, just like the other ones, if you mix them together, they get brown. But next to each other, they are beautiful. You see this combination in a lot of flowers in the wild, especially the flower called the iris, where the middle of the flower is yellow and the outside of it is purple, and it makes it super vibrant. So, what are we going to do with these complementary colors? We are going to create an art project, of course, to help you learn about them. This week, I want you to choose one set of the complementary colors. So, for example, you could pick orange and blue, or red and green, or yellow and purple. It's up to you. Just pick one set of them, okay? Then I want you to get half a sheet of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to show you how to draw something that's going to be kind of a challenge to use with your complementary colors. So, when dealing with color, one of the most colorful animals that a lot of people think of is the gecko. So, if you see this thing on my shoulder, this is not a real gecko, but this is about as close as I have to a gecko. You will notice that the gecko is typically multiple colors. That's because it has the ability to change colors to its surroundings. So for this week, what we're going to do with the complementary colors is you're going to create a gecko that is two-sided to help it fit into its surroundings. So for example, I'm going to draw a gecko right here on my paper. One side of my gecko, right here, is going to be one color. And when I flip it around, it's going to be the complement of that color. So I want to find objects in my house that are the complementary colors, and I'm going to color my gecko to look just like them. Maybe not exactly, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm going to be using the complementary colors of red and green. my green, I'm gonna have my gecko match this branch right here. Oh, excuse me, match this branch right here. And I'm also going to have it, the other side, match this container right here, okay? So, let me show you how to draw your gecko. For this, you will simply need the half sheet of white paper, a pencil, and then your 2 colors. Preferably using crayons or colored pencils is best because a marker might go through your paper and then you can see the color on the opposite side, and we don't want that to happen. So get your supplies and let's get started. So we are going to use this little guy right here as our model. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to draw its head. So I'm going to start right here. And the head is almost kind of a triangular shape. So you want to make sure you can draw that triangular shape really well, okay? So you see how it's kind of the triangular shape right here? It then gets a little fatter and then a little skinnier before going to the neck. So I then come down and I draw his little body. They have very skinny little bodies which allow them to move very easily. And then they have a nice, really long tail. Okay. Now I'm going to do the feet, which is the most noted part of the gecko. First I draw my 2 lines out, and my arms going up, and then I give him little fingers. Now notice they're not like us, they don't have thumbs. They just have the little fingers that go across the sides. But this does allow them to hold on in small little spaces that we would not be able to hold on to. There we go. And then my last one over here. Okay, so now I have my little gecko. Now I'm going to cut him out, and I'm going to color the one side of it green to match my branch, and the other side red to match my container. And we'll see what he looks like. So guys, I have finished my lizards. Do you see where my lizard is? You might be able to see because his arms are a little bit lighter than his body. But here he is, right here. So, with the reflecting of the paper, he definitely looks a little bit lighter. I should probably try to color parts of him a little bit darker. But when I kind of put him behind parts of him, he camouflages pretty well. Let's try the other side. So I have my complementary color side over here. Take my red bucket. Probably make that a little darker too, but you get the idea. Okay, so a fun thing you can do with this, now that you have your gecko of multiple colors, is you can try to put this somewhere in your house. Unless your family is scared of geckos, then do not do this because it will terrify them. But for a fun game and challenge, you can put this somewhere in your house where it matches the color really well, and you can see or challenge your brother or sister or mom or dad to try to find the gecko and see who can find it the quickest. If you also want to make a white gecko and stick it on a wall, that also would be a really hard challenge. Another fun thing you can do with this is if you have a cat or a dog and you glue it up on the wall, they will think it is a real lizard and they will try to jump and get it. So it is a game you could play with your pet. So, just as a review, let's make sure you know what your complementary colors are. So I'm going to hold up one color and I want you to think what the complement is. My first one is red. This should be an easy one because I just showed it to you. If you said orange, you're wrong. If you said yellow, you're wrong. Sorry. But if you said green, ding, 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 you're right. What about blue? If you said purple, wrong. If orange. Not quite. Just kidding. You are right. Blue and orange are the complements. They are across from each other on the color wheel. And finally, our last two colors, do you know what they are? Purple? What goes with purple? If you said yellow, you are correct. So, I hope to see your super cool complementary geckos, and I look forward to next week's project.